I'm unboxing the Redmi Note 7. Bought this here in China, 1,000 RMB for a phone with some incredible specs. So let's have a look at what we get in the box. Actually, I bought this in China from China Mobile. It's not an advert. I don't think they need me to advertise, but they included some earphones in the box, which is a nice touch. I didn't know I was getting those, and a screen protector as well, which is always a nice touch when you're buying a phone, especially a budget phone. Now, does that mean that the Redmi Note 7 doesn't have earphones in the box? Possibly. I'm not sure, but we're about to find out. So let's have a look at the one that I got. Wow, it looks really good. Now, I'm really interested to see what we're gonna get out of this because of the price, and the stats are really decent, especially for that price. We have the Redmi Note 7 here, and in China at least, you get an 18-month warranty, which is really, really decent. I don't know too many phones where you get a warranty that long. Let's have a look on the back side. I got the 3GB version. I know it's all in Chinese, but you can just pick out 3GB and 32GB of storage. You get a 48 megapixel camera, a Snapdragon 660 on here, which is really interesting considering this is a budget phone, but we get basically a mid-range processor in there and a huge 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Not going to use those two today. We'll put those on at a later date. Let's just get into it and see what we get in the box. It does have a resemblance to an iPhone box, I must say. All right, it's a nice box, and we have, I assume, all the instructions, and you get a case, which I didn't know. Here is, I mean, this is obviously, I'm in China, and all of this is going to be in Chinese. Wherever you are living, you're going to get instructions and everything in your language, obviously. But we get a case in here. I don't like these cases, but you know, it's nice that they put one in the box. Now you can tell straight away, you obviously have a fingerprint sensor here, camera's up here, and it's one of those sort of plastic foldy ones, which I never put on, but they always put them in the box. A nice design on the front. Again, they reiterate the stats of the phone on the front here. 48 megapixel camera, Snapdragon 660, 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It feels quite heavy actually, straight out of the box. It definitely has some weight to it. 4,000 milliamp hours is a big battery, it really is, but it definitely feels weighty. It feels weighty than a lot of other phones that I try actually. It's got a nice weight to it. It's not heavy, but there's a definite weight in the bottom here, so I assume the battery is at the bottom. Do you get anything else in the box? Obviously, you get the charger here. I can see it's a USB-C charger. So you get USB-C charging, which is good for a budget phone because they definitely shouldn't have micro USB anymore. Nice little power brick here. Now, I didn't pay extra for the quick charging power brick, but you can get that for quick charging. This is just the normal power brick, nothing special, just that one, but you can pay a little bit extra for the quick charging brick if you want. No earphones in the box, so it's nice that China Mobile gave me some earphones when I bought the phone. So let's get down to business. Let's see what the phone is like. Take this off. Oh, I love that sound. Nice phone. It's quite long. I must admit, it looks quite long. The aspect ratio on the screen is obviously that new aspect ratio, really long aspect ratio. You get the earphone or the earpiece up here at the very top of the phone. Obviously, you have that teardrop notch, which you probably can't see yet. On the back here, dual camera, 48 megapixel camera. We'll talk about that in a second. Down on the bottom here, you literally just have Redmi by Xiaomi. and that's it. One thing I will say about the design is that the screen on the front sort of protrudes up and comes up from the rest of the body. Now I've got the black one here, got the jet black one, which as you can see, I put my fingerprints on there. It's just already got loads of fingerprints on there and they're not going to be coming off. But the screen just protrudes a bit from the body. Now with budget phones, you get that quite a lot, so they don't sort of design it to come with the body, so it just protrudes a little bit. It's not a problem, but it's just something you get with cheaper phones. It's a really sleek design. Actually, I really like the blue color and the red color that they have as well, but I've just gone for jet black here, and it's a really simple, really ubiquitous design, so pretty much every phone is exactly the same. Let's see if it comes with battery. Setting up the device, obviously you put your pin in, add your fingerprint, so added successfully. The screen looks really good. You got this bottom bezel here, which is pretty thick. Obviously there are a lot of phones that are having a much smaller bottom bezel, but it's not really that noticeable if I'm honest. That top bezel is really small, you just got that water drop notch on the top there. You can set a back screen here, and you can go with either buttons like you get on sort of older Android phones, or full screen gestures, which was made popular by the iPhone. I'm going to go with full screen gestures because I think it's an easier way to navigate the phone. Okay, we're in the system now, and as you can see, Xiaomi like to make the top of the phone just a lot darker than the other bits. Now at the bottom it's brighter, at the top it's darker. They try and hide the notch basically by making it darker at the top. You have some apps pre-installed on here. It's probably going to be different in mainland China as to outside or in different countries, but you have some apps already installed. Obviously you can get rid of them. It's nice to see that all the social media apps are already there, but some of them you won't want to use, you just delete them. I must admit, all the apps look designed in the same way. I know some of the cheaper Xiaomi phones, when you download third-party apps, you just don't get the same design from third-party apps and the Xiaomi apps. But obviously these are all preloaded, so they're all going to follow a similar design. Really decent looking device for the price. Obviously we've got the Snapdragon 660 in here, which is interesting because you have a mid-range processor in what is a budget phone. This one has 3 GB of RAM. We're going to have to see how this one performs. If you want to see my mega in-depth review of this, real world review, then stay tuned. That is coming soon. Let's just see how quick that fingerprint sensor is at unlocking the phone. Pretty decent. I've not had a fingerprint sensor for a while on the back, so it's actually nice to have it. It's placed in a decent position, but there you go. I took like 3 times to recognize me. It's pretty quick. It's nice to have a fingerprint, I must admit. And the selfie camera. Now you get an AI camera in this. There's AI cameras, detects scenes automatically, which we'll have to test out more. But I just want to take a selfie, and straight away, I know that there's a lot of beauty modes on here, so we're gonna have to get that taken off. Just put that on 0. It brightens the image a lot, I must say. It's definitely using some sort of beauty modes and beauty technology, but there's definitely a lot of beauty modes going on there. There's definitely a lot of smoothing, and there's definitely the eyes are a bit bigger, I must admit, but I quite like the clarity of it. It's really good clarity. If I zoom in, you can definitely see all of my imperfections, but I'm actually quite impressed with the clarity of the camera. Obviously got a couple of lights in here, so it's really, really bright. So cameras, even the worst of cameras, shouldn't have much of a problem because it is so bright. There's so much light to light me, but I quite like the colors. My blue shirt is definitely a good color, and My face has definitely been beautified a little bit. I think my eyes have been made bigger, but I like the colors and I like the clarity. So far on that front camera, it's definitely a positive. We'll have to see how it performs in low light as well. An exciting phone, I must say. I'm really excited to review this one, so stay tuned for that.